What's happening, guys? Last week I was looking at the best-selling book list on Amazon and got some sourcing ideas I wanted to share with you. So these are the best-selling books, which means that there's a lot of people reading them. And what do people do when they're finished reading, especially these how-to books or the how to improve your life or the what do? They go and look for products to help them with what they just read in the book. So a prime example of this, and the one that caught my eye, was this Whole30 cookbook. And it's a guide to eating clean, which is a big trend right now. Goes in with the paleo and the low carb, the gluten free. But this one's all about eating real food for 30 days. And so there are products out there. So someone gets that book for Christmas and they read it. The next step is they need to go out and buy products that are made with real food, so that they can follow the steps in that book. So if we go into grocery and gourmet and we type in Whole30 food, lots of different stuff pops up, and a lot of it's going to be gluten-free, paleo. But those words, the Whole30, here's Tesame's, all natural, Whole30. Down here, we've got paleo, Whole30, CrossFit. People are putting these words directly into the title, Whole30 compliant. And I use merchant words to kind of get an idea of whether this is really trending or not. If you don't use merchant words, you should look into getting that, signing up. It's worth every penny. So Whole30, 745,000 searches in the last month. That's a lot of searches for Whole30. And most people are searching for the book. But some of those people down in grocery and health and personal care, we've got 10,000 people, Whole30 snacks, Whole30 approved foods. So you could do a couple things here. You could go out and try and find products that meet the Whole30 requirements and then bring them to market, using Whole30 in the title and Whole30 in your bullet points and Whole30 in your product description, throwing in paleo and CrossFit and other trending things. Something else you can do is look at your current inventory. Maybe you carry products that meet the requirements of the Whole30 diet. Get out there, run some ads using Whole30. What do we see here? Whole30 approved foods, Whole30 snacks. Change the listing, put in bullet points that talk about how this is a Whole30 approved food, if it is a Whole30 approved food. Run those sponsored ads using those search terms to try and boost your own sales. In that same vein, the green smoothie cleanse, that's the trend that's been going strong for a couple of years. We look at the search results, 250,000 searches for the 10-day green smoothie cleanse. And again, people are searching for this in books, but when I go into grocery and gourmet food and I type in green smoothie cleanse, products come up. Maybe you carry something that you could use those search terms for, to help boost your sales. Maybe you could source new products in these trends. And something else, and if you did not know that adult coloring books were uber popular in January 2016, I don't know where you've been, but they're one of the most popular things happening in the world. Who knew? Anyway, I was looking, like many sellers do, I was looking at what people also searched for when they looked at this adult coloring book. Lots of different people teach this method, but go down through and see what they also bought. And I came across these Sargent colored pencils. So here's a bit of a bolo for you, those of you who have made it this far into the video. 50 count Sargent colored pencils selling for $45. We look down here at Keepa and we see that Amazon's been struggling to stay in stock. They want to sell these at $12.40. Usually ships within 1 to 4 months. So who knows when they're coming back in stock. They could come back in tomorrow. People will buy up their stock and they'll be out of stock again. So when you look at the amount of coloring books that are on this bestseller list, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in the top 20, 8 of them are coloring books. It's just crazy. Sargent doesn't typically, I've never found their pencils in Walmart, Targets, things like that. They might be there. Maybe they're back in the arts and crafts section. They're not with like all the kids colored pencils. Number 6 in arts and crafts. These things are popular. Look for these at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, independent art stores, independent bookstores. These colored pencils are typically geared towards adults versus children, but you might come across some and there's some really good ROI on these. It's not gonna last long. I imagine that everyone's gonna be all colored out by April, maybe even February, who knows, but if you can get in on this trend pretty quick, then do it. But I hope this helps. Just some smarter ways to think about sourcing. There's a lot of opportunity out there. So if you're struggling to find good product, this is one way to find out what people are already looking for. When people say sell what sells, this is kind of what they mean. Find out what people are already looking for and fill in those holes. So if you like videos like this, let me know down in the comments below and I'll keep them coming. Until then, happy sourcing.